Tensions are rising in South Korea, where an arrest warrant for the country's impeached President Yoon Suk Yeol is due to expire on Monday. The president's security team has blocked attempts by investigators to detain Yoon. And on Sunday, the security service chief reaffirmed that he has no intention of complying with efforts to arrest the suspended president.
Braving the cold to fight for democracy. Protesters, both for and against President Yoon, are vowing they won't let up until their side prevails.
Even when it's cold and snows, we need to keep protesting. And if more people turn out, then it won't be as cold, right? I will keep coming until the president is removed.
Yoon's supporters are equally adamant and argue his arrest could threaten South Korea's security.
He has an absolute anti-communist ideology when it comes to national security. And while our country may be divided, on this the people completely support the president.
President Yoon was impeached by Parliament in the aftermath of his shock attempt to impose martial law last month. The suspended president now faces criminal charges of insurrection. Attempts to arrest Yoon have been blocked by the Presidential Guard. With the clock ticking before an arrest warrant expires, the head of the Presidential Security Service is refusing cooperation.
Executing an arrest warrant amid allegations of procedural and legal impropriety undermines the Presidential Security Service's fundamental mission of ensuring the president's absolute safety. Allowing such a scenario would amount to abandoning our responsibility and committing dereliction of duty.
It's unclear what the next move will be as the country's constitutional crisis deepens. Emotions are running high, with both sides insisting South Korea's democracy is at stake.
So the clock ticking, will investigators try once again to detain Yoon Suk Yeol? Journalist Jen Moon tells us more.
Well, it looks like investigators will make another attempt at serving that detainment warrant to President Yoon Suk Yeol tomorrow, that is Monday. They're reportedly getting ready to do that after they ruled out the possibility to do that today on the Sunday due to a number of reasons, including a big crowd there, but also the weather. The capital Seoul was under a heavy snow warning overnight and throughout the day today. The CIO is also, which is the investigators, also reported to be considering refiling the detention warrant to extend its validity or file a new warrant to pursue Yoon's formal arrest.
Now, the Presidential Security Service seems to be very determined to stay put and protect the president. What's behind this?
A very loyal group of men to President Yoon, I would say. The PSS could be they could be acting out of loyalty to Yoon and under misguided understanding of their legal and constitutional role. But they are facing criticism for showing unconditional loyalty to Mr. Yoon rather than the office itself. But the chief of PSS hit back against these criticisms, saying it has legal obligations to protect the incumbent president. It's interesting to note that the PSS chief Park Jong-jun was appointed to the job by Yoon last September, replacing former Defense Minister Kim Yong-hyun, who is accused of advising Yoon to impose martial law. He's currently being held for questioning as part of the criminal investigation into Yoon.
Now, protesters of both camps are still out in the streets, don't show any sign of retreating. What's the situation?
You're right, absolutely not. Thousands of protesters for and against Yoon, all bundled up against these freezing temperatures and snow, remain gathered in front of the residence and along major roads in downtown Seoul. Now, some of them are now into their third night in a row. They're either demanding his arrest or calling for his impeachment to be declared invalid. And they're only separated by police barricades and buses. On one side, hundreds of South Koreans rallying, calling for President Yoon's ouster and arrest. On the other, pro-Yoon supporters are denouncing his impeachment, vowing to block him from any efforts to detain him.
Now, what kind of effect is this crisis actually having on South Korea's democracy?
Well, it has an impact, a very big impact on South Korean democracy. Of course, we know that South Korea is a young and vibrant, a grassroots democracy, but it's been an unprecedented month for South Korean politics. Yoon's shocking yet short-lived martial law, which was followed by an impeachment vote against him, and now the criminal investigation, his refusal to appear for questioning, and earlier this week, an arrest warrant for him. No president in South Korea has ever been formally arrested and brought into custody. So this does have a big impact on the democracy here, as well as a constitutional court impeachment decision that starts on January 14th. Of course, President Yoon trying to dig his heels and drag time out so that he's not formally removed from office before his criminal investigation can begin. So definitely a bumpy road for South Korean democracy at this point.
Jen Moon there, reporting from Seoul in South Korea. Thank you very much, Jen.